Peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Chag Sameach, one and all. That's a Jewy greeting for a good Yom Tov. A good Yom Tov. Also, what's the non-Jewish expression? Happy festival. Here's the thing. You Christians, you have like two, right? So you have Happy Easter and Happy Christmas. It's no big deal. We got to think something every 20 minutes. You know, like it's crazy, right? It's absolutely crazy. Oh, the sweet kiss of the Pacer Dick tea. Anyway, good evening, good morning. To me, it is Passover. And this is one of the greatest reasons for a religious Jew to live in Israel. I'll tell you why, right? Because when it is Yom Tov, the Jewish festival, right? If you live outside of Israel, you have 2 days of it, right? This is a particularly labor-intensive festival. It's kind of labor-intensive in the same way being on a cruise. it's kind of a bit much. Yeah, I'm trying to get some pictures sent over to my computer so I can bring you people up to date. There we go. Doink, 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 doink. And second. Doink, 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 doink. It's the only way I can work my phone, okay? I need to make the noise. Doink, doink, doink. I'm not joking. I can't do it otherwise. Doink. Oh, doink, doink. We want that. Doink, doink. Yeah, okay, now we go share. We're going to go to airdrop. Tzvi's iMac. It's waiting. Thinking about it. I'm getting a little... It's still waiting. It's right here. Look. Look, you should be able to see it. Look, there's a camera. No, okay. Well, I'm going to press the... there we go. Let's see if that works. All right. If not, I will email these pictures to me. So you can bring it up today. Yeah, so for me, it is Passover. So Passover, super labor-intensive Jewish holiday in a weird way. You have a huge family meal and as large an extended group and a family as possible because you used to do these things. Man, it is so not working. Why is this not working? You're on the same network, right? Now, 1 second. I bet they're not on the same network. Let me just say, 1 second. We'll try that again. I'm on that network there. I'm on that network here. We're on the same network. I think. Let's just check. Yeah, 100%. We are on the same network. Fine. So let's try that again. Okay, we'll do send. Airdrop. Yeah, it's working. See? I wanted you to break this down. All you have to do to make your cock-sucking phone work is threaten it. Yes. Thank you. Oh. Fuck you, Apple. Anyway. I can even go yeah, I got a little bouncing thing on there. Okay, good. So, I'm going to need to open these. You have a huge family meal with a large audience participation element with a long involved book you need to read. Actually, that way actually flew by this year. All my kids are old now, and they're like, how would I describe them? They're not religious in the same way I am, but I think they're all like very genuinely religious. Right. I mean, some of them, more. They have different, like my older son is, I would say, religious, nowhere near as stringent as I am. Right. But I would eat in his house. My younger son would be more stringent if he was more aware, but he's not. Bless his little heart. My oldest daughter is more stringent, but she's batshit crazy. And then, by one of the reasons I was late today is because I was on my way in, right? I always said I was going to be 5 minutes late, but I was on my way in, and I started to, I saw the cat there. So I was like, the cat was like, just all of a sudden, right, rolled over and said, okay, you can pet me. I'm like, oh, I can't say that because it's so cute. That's Ninja the blind cat, and when he's being cute, he's very cute. So like, oh no, look, pet. He's like, ooh, and he was having a good time. That was fun. So I was an extra minute late for that because I couldn't stop. I apologize. Anyway, so I say he was reading a lot of this book, the Haggadah, and we went through it much quicker. But we all stopped. We were supposed to stop and talk about it, which we did. I think, but we moved at a fair clip. But here's the thing. Also, you have like 4 cups of wine. You're supposed to have 4 full cups of wine. You're not allowed to pour it yourself. Someone's got to pour it for you. You've got to feel like your aristocracy. When you eat and when you drink, you have to lean like the aristocrats would do in the 12th century. It's a bit incongruous where you're wearing a suit and tie. Time it's the wine spilled down here. Anyway, you get sloshed at this bloody meal, right? Also, you've got to have. There's just so other readers, but there's so much weird shit you have to do. Let me pull up some pictures. I mean, but here's the thing: if you live outside of Israel, you've got to do the whole thing over again tonight. 2 nights of it. There you go. So this is the Seder table, right? This is my. That's my seat. So I'm at the end of the table. So we have some better pictures of it, so you can see it. We have like little fun things on it, like little froggies for the plagues. We have little plague things. There's Moses in a basket, right? We have all like at the animals. We have little games like pyramids that you can play as well because it goes on for a while, And you're supposed to have it there for kids, but my kids are all old and they still like my daughter likes still doing it. Anyways, that's the table. This thing is called the Seder plate. The thing in it. Do a better picture of that. This was a lovely bit of artwork, I think. It was brought to me by my father as a gift. So we would always have flowers on the table on Seder. And my father passed away a good few years ago, but yeah, we still do. So yeah, and I love they have to see the bulbs underneath. I just think this is a lovely little bit of artwork. And in a Seder plate, it's supposed to have 6 dishes, right? So I hadn't put it out yet because it was before Seder. And they have different things in them to symbolize different things. You have like a burnt egg to symbolize the Jewish people, which is say, the more you try, we are like Trump, essentially. The more you try and destroy us, the more resilient we get, right? You can burn us in dragon fire and we're going to be looking back at you, baby, right? That's what the egg means. It's you have a shank bone, which is a remnant of the Korban Pesach, the Paschal sacrifice. You have the salt water to represent the tears of the Jews, of the Israelite slaves, I should say, but also use it to dip some vegetable in at some part of the meal. I use spring onion, as I grew up with, but I also use a bit of boiled potato as well. Why? Because I like the potato, and I was introduced to that a few years ago. I'm like, now, that is paka. So we had that. What else they got on there? This thing called charoset. Now, charoset and awesome, okay? That is, okay, everybody has a different one. The Israelis have one based on dates, where the Europeans have one based on apples. My wife chops up apples into little cubes, right? And mixes up with pecans. That's because she's from the south. That's her thing. Otherwise, I think we'll probably have walnuts. That's more normal. But I like the pecans, don't get me wrong. So it's apples, pecans in wine and sugar. And you just let that sit and then you eat it. That's the best thing. It is awesome. Awesome. I love a bit of charoset. And then you have maror, which is a bit of herb. I normally favor horseradish, so you don't really need to have so much of that. People have lettuce, you have large amounts. My daughter isn't good at counting. My crazy one, the older one, very, very helpful. They're all. Here's the weird thing about my kids. They've all got this like awesome work ethic, right? So they're all doing quite well in life because, that's like unusual in this day and age, but they do. They have this awesome work ethic. My youngest son is I didn't know this growing up. He's really funny, but because his English is terrible. But he's like, that's why he's doing well in the army. He's like, everybody wants him. Everybody wants to be in his tank because he's a fun guy to be around. So yeah, you have this thing in Seder called Marnish Tana, which is like the youngest child recites these 4 questions from this tractate thing called the Mishnah from 2,000 years ago. And each one used to have a tune. The only tune that wasn't lost throughout time is this one. It goes, Marnish Tana halayla hazemiko halayla. You have the little kids standing on the right? So basically, why is this night different from last night? So he's like, I don't want to do it. So you have to do it. I want to. So my brother, they're both drunk at this point, right? My sons, you're supposed to have 4 cups of wine. They had a good 8 or 9. It was like they were chugging. So they're like, no. My older brother's like, no, you got to get in the chair. Now my older brother is the used to be an officer in my older son used to be a officer in my younger son's division in the army where he's in now. So there's a weird dynamic going on there. They both respect each other now, which is good. So my older son gets no, and climb on the chair. So fine, it comes here, but I'm going to repeat it, right? So he starts off because the thing is, you go and he goes on, but he goes on like that. But you repeat a lot of times. You do the same thing. Then he goes again. He kept on a loop, right? And he did like 8 times, and then he went forward, and then he went back to the beginning, and there was going on for like 15 minutes. Like he wouldn't stop, right? It was agony. I do like the piss being taken. That's just me for you, right? I enjoy the piss being taken. Anyway, I digress. So you have this thing called Seder. So yeah, it's very like there's a lot going on with it. The food's very good. Here we got another place setting there. We had this nice table running. So you see the Israelites coming through the sea. Actually, that's next week. That's on Tuesday next week. So yeah, I think there's been an energetic shift. I don't know. It feels like, which I was predicting, right? I like the little froggies. It feels like the I don't think Russell D. Davies thought this was going to go down the way he did, right? I think this is about to get mainstream attention. This is like the last mainstream attention Disney wants right now, right? I mean, Disney is. I mean, Bob Iger just had the most disastrous call apparently. Let me go through the food. Firstly, you have this thing called matzah. There you see a little bit. It's in a box that's all wrapped up. Do I have any out? I don't know. And here's the insanity. Okay, here, look, we had to this is like really mellow to what we normally do. Normally, we like all the countertops are covered in foil, right? Only this thing is, and this thing is this year, right? Because this thing we could make kosher with just by steaming it because it's granite. So yay! So what do we have on this going? We had potatoes, obviously. Oh, this is very good. Okay, really easy recipe. It's awesome. You get a big salami. You cut it up. You put it in a pan. You pour a jar of duck sauce on it. Now, here's the clever bit. Then you cook it. Then you cook it. When it looks like that, and here's the even cleverer bit. Then you eat it, right? Then you eat it. This corned beef, you can hardly see it, was awesome. Oh my God, it's one of the best corned beef that I've ever had. It just melted. Oh, so good. That's salt beef from English people. We have this mushroom soup on same night, which is gorgeous. It's just got all these different wild mushrooms in it, wine. It's wonderful. And I like to get the matzah, that crispy bread, the crispy thing, cracker thing, crumble it into it. Oh, it shouldn't give me an erection. But again, in this day and age, that's just, then you can't tell me no, because I just say no, it's my sexual identity. Yeah, I get off. I'm a foodie. I guess that's already a thing, though. See, I don't even want to look that up because I bet that's a thing. Yeah, there you go. So see if you got the lamb. That's my daughter. That's the batshit crazy one, right? That she will do that stuff. Anyway. So yeah, it's a big family, and then you have this meal. And it goes on, and I was exhausted. I was absolutely exhausted. So I collapsed into bed. And And then I went to synagogue next morning, like 7:30. It was but then we came home, and then we had, because in Judaism we don't mix meat and milk, right? So then we had the big Passover dairy milk. Oh, it was so good. Okay, because we have there's the food you have once a year at Passover, which is basically what we came into. So basically, matzah, that's that crisp bread thing. Do you have any pictures of it? Here, one second. I'll put it up for you. It goes to Yitzi. One second. This is where we went to last time, right? We found it straight away. There we go. Hang on. Here it comes. This and bread. I mean, not on bread. This and cheese and like a hard cheese or cream cheese and salmon. It's just good, right? It's just very good. Hang on a second. So there's also a Passover thing called matzah brai, which is it's again, you just crumble this shit. Here we go. Chrome tab. There we go. You just crumble one of these cracker thingies. They're big. They're about the size of a record, right? An old LP. They're like, this big, right? You crumble it down, right? Mix it with egg and milk, and then you fry it, and it's gorgeous. It's called matzah brai. You can have savory or sweet. We went for sweet today. That was good. So we had that. We have this this dewy fried fish. Oh God, it was so good. And then we had ice cream for today. It was just everything was fantastic. The food was good. So then, because my boys can't go without just have a dairy meal, because then we had to have in the late afternoon another meat meal. So what did we have then? We had my wife made schnitzel fresh. Oh God, it was insane. I feel like I've been on a cruise, right? Just drinking and eating. It's been fantastic, right? It's been fantastic. Has there been an energetic shift? I haven't really been able to check things out yet. It feels like the hats, right? It feels like the ball started rolling the other direction. It feels like the they better pull something out their arse for this Jinx monsoon shit, because it's not going how they thought it would. The backlash is way bigger than they thought it was going to be, and it's about to get bigger. It's about to go mainstream, I think. If it continues in the trajectory it's going, it's about to go mainstream, and I could see it building, right? I could see it building yesterday, right? It was like, because the kickback was a lot bigger. So I want to be clear to everybody out there. My objection to this, right, is here's what I'm going to do, because again, I've had a day offline to think about it. So here's what I'm going to do. I can't put this out on YouTube, but I can put this on Twitter, right? I'm going to make a video tweet of kids in drag in what I deem as being highly sexualized. I think it's clearly being being sexualized, right? Being sexually exploited. Right, in my opinion, right? If you don't think it is, then that's fine, right? So I want to have that videos going on and have drag queens being completely inappropriate with children, right? Just like and just have next to it, right, the a text going. The first text will be, "Dear BBC, Disney, Rusty Davies, and the wider LGBTQ community," like in small at the top, and said, "It is," and then in large capitals next line, "not bigotry to be concerned about the current trend of child exploitation, child sexual exploitation in the guise of drag." Right, that'll be the first one, and then we'll be showing actual video of how, because I find people just don't know about this, right? They just don't know it's real. They just don't know that. I'll just show it, right? And then people are like. And there's so many examples to show. All of which I'm sure Rusty Davies will be shocked at, right? And the next slide will be, what do I think for the next one? It's not big to do that. We need, as a community, it's next slide will see, what is drag? Is it a sexual identity? Is it an erotic performance art? Is it sex work? Is it harmless fun? Or is it and then the next slide will be, or is it a gateway for pedophiles to access children? Right? These are all reasonable questions to have, right? Or maybe even put at the top of that, and I apologize to ask, but a parent, I have no choice but to ask, Is it accident? Because it's a reasonable question. I'm sorry. But I think, acknowledge that. I apologize for any, but I think it's a reasonable question to ask. All right. Then the next slide would be, we need as a society to be able to discuss this, and screaming legitimate concerns down, legitimate concerns down merely, it greatly enhances them. Right? Yeah, greatly enhances those concerns. Because I can do this in under 2 minutes easy, right? And next one, and again, this is just to have playing next to the count, which I can't show on YouTube, the countless examples of hypersexualization of children, right? The grooming of children. I think you can have an answer like saying it's not inclusive or diverse to treat the culture of Christians, Muslims, and Jews as completely and wholly irrelevant in the face of the far smaller minority of the LGBTQ plus community. We seek to coexist. We need to seek to coexist. Right? It's again, it's just to play next to the image because I think people don't know, right? And then make people justify it. That's it. And but have the Doctor Who logo on it, have the new Doctor Who logo on it, right? And so because it's a message to them like, is this what you support, or is this not? Or do you condemn this? If you condemn this, that's great. Then what's Jinx Monsoon doing in the show? Explain it to us, right? The rollout for this has been atrocious. Right, I can put another slide in saying the rollout for this has been horribly timed, coinciding with a trans terrorist massacre of Christian children and teachers. What weeks before Pesach, weeks before Easter, right? It's a disgrace. Really, it's such a disgrace. I honestly think, the lack of sensitivity. Even if this character is a great character, which I expect it probably will be, right? Even the characters are great, and Jinx Monsoon as well cast, right? If the character is something called, Test Tickle, then no, I probably won't be on board. It probably won't be good, right? But even if it is good, the rollout for this has been shockingly tone deaf and atrocious, which is very out of step for Russell T Davies. But yeah. He certainly dropped a turd with this one, right? But I don't think he realized it would be such a turd, because I think it's about to really become news. Because I've seen it grew from Twitter, it went to fan sites, now it's gone to Breitbart. When now it's in Breitbart, it's got play, right? Now it's in Breitbart, it can go to a dozen other outlets, and from there go to Fox News, go to Daily Mail, right? Daily Mail would love this story. It is perfect for them. It's 100% perfect for them. I'm surprised they haven't gone with it yet. Now, if I do this video and I share it enough, it goes viral. I think that could actually have an impact, right? Again, I just want people to be aware of what it is they're supporting, right? If they support it, great. If they don't, whatever it is. Right? Genuinely. If you don't support it, you don't let people know, right? Okay, can I ask anybody on Rumble, if you're watching on Rumble and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And if anybody's not watching on Rumble, head on over to Rumble. We love Rumble. I want to get in contact with their PR department, see if I can get someone on the channel. I have a lot of questions. Apparently, you can get in the UK, but you've got to download something to make it work. Stop with the bullshit! Make it go boom, and it works. That's all. Just make it work. Just make it work. It's worked. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy with the audience I have over there. But just make it work, okay? Just make it work. Anywho, I digress. Let's pull up some eye candy. Where are we up to? But yeah, look, we will be looking at the news tonight, going over the articles. Oh, damn it. Dad, would you like to join me? I'll send you a link. Hang on. Look at the smooth professionalism I have going on here. 25 minutes in, I notice I have a chat. Don't do this if you're YouTubing at home, kids. or rumbling. See, rumbling sounds like you're having a wank. It does. It just does. What can I tell you? Maybe that's why I like it. I'm having a bit of a rumble. I'm having a rumble exclusive. Got to have more of them. Oh, so good. I mean, we're going to have to. Because look, this is a major topic of conversation, right? But I definitely want to get the. I didn't put a message with that with the link. If you're free and wanna join, baby's a bit suggestive, but you know me, not want to shy away. Let me pull up some eye candy. Oh, so I'm prepared, Matt. I just said I'm unprepared. What can I tell you? It's been a busy time Passover. It really is. It's like I just arrived from a cruise. There we go. Let me just open up that. Doink. Okay, everybody hated The Mandalorian this week. I quite liked it. I hate to tell you, because I missed the furore. I was offline, right? I quite liked it. How was it? I did. I quite liked it. I worked out it was Lizzo and Jack Black, and it didn't. The characters seemed to work. I didn't really. I mean, like, the society was a weird one that was prepared to die not to work. Right? I could weirdly see Lizzo and Jack Black leading that society. Right? That just seemed to all make sense to me. Right? I like Mano's interaction with the Ugnaughts. That was really good. That was excellent. I thought that was excellent. I like the whole shit with the dark saber. I think Katie Sackhoff is good and hot. I like both those things. I really got to go and give Battlestar Galactica a rewatch, right? But I think Katie Sackhoff is good and hot. Two good things, right? Two good things. It's weird. I mean, like, she's actually kind of hotter in Mandalorian than she was in Battlestar, which is strange, right? You know what it is? It's the Rabbi's theory of sexiness, right? The Rabbi's theory of sexiness goes throughout, physical appearance, time, and space. If someone's sexy, they're just sexy, and they always ooze sexiness. Nicola Bryant will always be sexy, right? She says, "I'm in my 70s," and people are still like, "Yeah, because you're sexy." It's the way it is. You are sexy. You ooze sex appeal, right? I basically, I see you and I want to grab on your leg like as a dog and rub up and down. I'm not literally. But in the cartoon imagery, I'm like, I got that drive in me. I don't act on it, obviously, but I'm like, like a cartoon, like, yeah. I'm like that with Gillian Anderson, right? I'm like that with people hot. I don't know. I just am. That's just hot. It's I'm not saying I'm going to do that. That would be wrong, right? No, don't do that. No touchy. That's wrong. Even at a convention, that's wrong. It's always wrong. I mean, without permission. And again, you don't have written permission, right? I mean, if Goal leans in, that's permission. I think, isn't it? I think it is. Oh, that's good. Anyway, fine. I was going to put it on some eye candy. And we'll get to the chat. So tomorrow's show will be a pre-record. I don't know what it's going to be about yet, but we'll find out. We will certainly find out. I'm quite happy with this one. I mean, Rosie Davies drops the turd. Yeah, I mean, genuinely, mate, you did. Can Doctor Who recover from this massive marketing blunder? I hope so. I don't know. Hopefully, it's only just a marketing blunder, right? Again, even if this character is fantastic and perfectly cast, the rollout has been atrocious, right? Absolutely atrocious. It's shocking, right? Which makes me think. I don't think he realized what a reaction would be, and the reason I don't think he realized, because he's in such an all-encompassing bubble, as is everybody who's like saying, "What's the problem?" The problem is, what is drag? Drag is being used to normalize hypersexualization to minors. That's factual, right? I'm sorry. It's not like it was in the 70s with Danny LaRue, right? When I was on stage as a little kid with Danny LaRue. I never got the impression he wanted to fuck me. Oh, no. Okay, I got the impression he wanted to fuck me. I take that back. I got the impression he wanted to fuck me. I never got the impression he was going to attempt to fuck me. Okay? That much I can certainly say. Listen, I was an attractive man. Right? It's not that anymore, right? And again, my naivety of the 70s, they're all fucking children at the same time, if you recall. So what do I fucking know? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it is a fact, by the way. I do like the TARDIS wallpaper. It is a wonderful thumbnail. I think he would appreciate it. I think he'll be annoyed he's so fat. But it's the only picture I could get, Russell. I try to get somebody in better shape. I apologize for that, right? I do apologize. But what do you want at me? At least it's a bit of realism. The BBC deletes over 40% of responses to Jinx Monsoon's casting. Apparently so. But my Instagram feed told me it was the bestest ever. That's the point. I think he lived in an alternate reality where it was bigotry not to normalize hypersexualization to children. Right? I think he genuinely lived in that reality, and hopefully, I don't know. Like again, everyone should be free to explore their own, sexuality the way they see fit, right? But if somebody's not of an age to consent to sex, they're not of an age to, consent to really anything. They must be treated asexually, right? They must be treated completely non-sexually, right? And again, there's a big push in drag right now to sexualize children. We call it grooming, and you call it grooming for good reason, right? I don't say that to offend you. I don't say that to offend anybody. I say that because I believe it to be factual. Genuinely, if it's not true, it's not true, but I believe it to be factual. Right? If you're angry at what I'm saying, you probably agree with me and you don't want it to be true. Right? That's the impression I have, right? Anyway, the Spacebook Dan says, of all the thumbnails, this could qualify as an all-time great. I never gave the Tzvi Davies slice any thought, but now that I have, that'd likely be just like that. I know, Russ. Again, I didn't mean to. That was the only picture I could find. I mean, listen, I do think he would laugh at the silliness of it. I hope so, right? Jordan Lee, these people don't realize they hurt their own cause by targeting children. Yes, exactly. No one had a fucking problem before. It was like, who had a problem with a drag queen before it had to be a child-friendly performance show? Like, what the hell? And it's not they like took the sex out of it. No, they just said, oh yeah, the kids will also like the sex. What? No. I'm sorry. And say we can't have any discussion about this? Fuck off. That bitch is trying to nobble my kids. I ain't mine. My questions are reasonable. Rabbi's made a book, Rusty of Chris Christmas. What a gift to fandom. Says Lonnie. Jonathan Cox is here. How you doing? Jordan Lee was the person before. Dr. Alex is here. How you doing, Dr. Lee? Thanks for joining us. You have I saw you had another exclusive. Man, every time I blink, there's another exclusive coming out. I was like, okay. Still thinking that Rusty David, he is grooming him. I don't believe he is Matthew Burrows, right? I don't believe. Listen, I may be wrong, and this is genuinely one of my failings, right? There's a thing in my understanding of biblical Judaism, right? That God wants you to always judge people favorably. Now, what does that mean? Don't be you can't like say or anything that's not real, right? You've got to believe what you're saying. It's got to be credible, right? But I think, like, I don't know, I'm of the opinion that he seems to be the sort of person who would not be on board with grooming children, right? If he realized what he was doing. My belief is there's a kind of mind parasite, right? That I think it came from a social media algorithm, frankly, right? This insanity. Now, this is uncommon. We all do insane things because of corrupted thoughts, and they manage to hide that corrupted thought and implant it in a large body of people, right? That again, that it's unkind not to hypersexualize children, right? It's bigoted. I don't believe it is bigoted. I think it's wrong to hypersexualize children, right? I think Russell T. Davies agrees with that, right? I don't think Russell T. Davies is a pedophile. I might be wrong, right? I've never met him. I don't believe him to be a pedophile, right? And I would love to be able to have a conversation about this, right? The lack of ability to have a conversation about this is genuinely a big problem, right? A very big problem, right? Hopefully we'll have season 14. I think not only will we have season 14, I have absolute belief that by this time next year, we'll be able to generate a video version of it, right? We'll actually be able to make it. But remember the great Marvel comics, if it was Luke, Lando, and Chewie, the episode would have been good without changing anything. What episode was it? I saw Mando last night. Oh, yeah. If it was Luke, Lando, and Chewie, that's interesting. I have to tell you, I really kind of liked the episode. I liked a lot about it. I did like the Unknowns. Abby Bars over to Dr. Alex. Abby Bars, thank you very much. The soup was so good. Oh my god. I would love to invite you, but I'm not. There's one thing we're not allowed to invite non-Jews to. Is a Passover Seder, right? Monsoon gets does like she do water sports and kids drag out. It does. She doesn't. I don't know anything about them, right? But I was thinking about this while I was offline. This is kind of like, it's not like a stripper. It's like a porn star, right? The female equivalent will be like a porn star, right? It's like an current active porn star, right? Really would be. This is not something you want to encourage children in, right? I don't want to look. Whatever you are in life, right? Stormy Daniels, okay, you're a whore, okay? Whatever, it's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do in life, I wouldn't. That's your choice. You absolutely have the choice to have sex with people for money. I believe on and off camera, right? You have that choice, right? Okay. I wouldn't like my children to make that choice, right? I think that would be detrimental to their life. Well, you do you, darling. You do you, and they will do them, right? All right. I have my opinions on everything. I'm allowed my opinion, right? It's just what it is. Where's the rabbi? Rabbi's right here, babe. I mean, Abby Barzo's and Matthew Burrows. Halloween is my favorite. Halloween is very good. Darren Evans here. How you doing, Darren? Happy Passover. Doink, 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 says Lottie. Yeah, I was trying to get to work. TARDIS time is here. I really hope Doctor won't be bad, but this doesn't look good. However, the context isn't bad. Cross fingers. Well, here's the thing. That's a big factor. The character is a massive factor. I agree with you. Yeah, the character is going to be a massive factor, and the quality of the story is going to be a massive factor. It could be it's mostly good. It could be mostly shit. We don't know, right? We don't know. Look, there's a lot of trans actors in this, right? Obviously, he feels that this is like he wants trans people. He wants to mainstream. He wants to support people, mainstream trans people. Okay, yes, I see that. That's what he wants to do. How do I feel about that? I feel that it's detrimental to society, right? But will that impact on my in being able to watch and enjoy Doctor Who? I don't think so. I don't think so, right? I don't know. Look. I'm hoping, believing. The pendulum has literally just reached the worst it got, right? And it's starting to swing back very slowly, but I think over the next 49 days, it's going to grow in intensity, right? By the way, I decided I'm going to do a Rumble exclusive every day, but it's going to be a rerun of something I've done before. It's during this 49-day period. It's called the Omer, which is a period of great potential for spiritual growth, right? You if you do something each day towards it, if you do something towards it, you exponentially your growth is exponential. Your spiritual growth, that is. So I've done like these daily things, right? I can't do it again this year. Last year was a nightmare. Last year was an absolute. I decided to do it, right? And when you step up to do something, for the reason of holiness, right? The Satan has to step up and stop you. That's exactly when my computer imploded. Right, and remember, I was working on a laptop for basically 6 months. Oh, what a nightmare that was! Till I got my new machine. Oh, thank God, so much better. It was like August. Oh God, it went on forever. What was that? April, May, June, July. Right? Oh my God, 4 months. 4 months of pure misery. Right? Then it started right then. Right, and I was like, I'm not gonna let this stop me. Right, I'm not gonna let this stop me, right? And I went ahead and did anyway. So I'm gonna do those as live streams on Rumble every day, right? Because again, I'm building my Rumble channel, baby. That's where my bread is buttered. You so see it, right? The minute you actually start getting traction, you so freaking see it. The difference is incredible, right? And so like my channel's growing nicely there. I want it to grow more. Want it to hit 1,000. I want to hit 500 first, right? But that's my first goal. Really want to get up to 500. Is that what 170 or something now? So please subscribe if you're watching there, and head over to Rumble. Apparently, you can get the app now. Yeah, fingers crossed about that. That's where we are, right? But I think, look, I've reached out to somebody. I'm supposed to talk with them. That's involved with the production. And is a personal acquaintance, friend of Mr. RTD, right? And we've spoken before, right, off the record. That's gonna. So I reached out after Doomsday. I said, "Listen, you might want to do some damage control, right?" It's like, whoa, fuck me, right? And then this happened. So I'm gonna talk to them. Hopefully, maybe. Look, everyone's busy, but that's why I wanted to spend tomorrow getting this video made, right? Getting this response video made, because it's not bigotry. This is a genuine, legitimate concern, right? I'm sorry. As a parent, I got to make sure no one's taking advantage of my children, right? I got to make sure that as a citizen of the society, I got to make sure that no one's found a new way of taking advantage of children, right? All we got to do is talk about it. No one's saying no. We're just saying talk, right? We just got to talk about it, honestly, and look at the facts. Say, look at this thing over here. Is this okay by you, right? Because to me, it looks like you sexualize a child, not you personally, but this drag queen is like once you put a young boy, right, in slutty makeup, right, and that I believe that's called sexualizing them, right? I do, right? I do. I believe that's called, yeah. I don't think you should do that. I think that's a bad thing, right? I think that's child sex exploitation. When you dress a young boy up to be a hot slut, that's child sex exploitation. That's not kindness. Except to pedophiles, which is, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, Picard's about to wrap up. We need space opera. That is true. Get the axe. They for Beta Rocks. That will make tech work. That is true. That is true. And it worked. Did you not see it work? Yeah, it did. Then it got scared, right? Then it got scared. Hugs a bear, problem big. Habibi, how you doing? I hope you had a good Seder. I hope you had something. If you didn't have a Seder, come to Israel sometime. You're always welcome, baby. Okay? You're always welcome at my table. That's the other thing, okay? The people who are most pissed off about this are gay people, frankly. My God. Probs here and JT on Facebook. They are absolutely the most apoplectic. Yes. Why? Because they're being made to look like peanuts. Yeah, it's not good, Russell. You're not helping. Right? You're not helping. The Battle 14 manual of mobile phone operation. And it worked, though, like gang. Okay? Yeah, listen. Who died in a pile of rubble? That was it. Yeah. And who's shouting at their phone? You see, defund Doctor Who. I don't know. I would more like to educate Doctor Who. I just wish them to know what they're doing. Right? That's the thing, right? Refund Dr. Alex? No, fun Dr. Alex. Super fun Dr. Alex. That's what I say. JT was great. He was, right? Yeah. But, I mean, Packer plagues. Yes. They're little finger puppets. We have a different one for each plague. Again, my 20, how old is she now? 25-year-old, maybe 26-year-old daughter. She loves that. The crazy one, right? The crazy one. I like the comparison of Passover Trump. Now, if we get a Messianic event resurrection to follow on Sunday, oh please, boy, I would take freaking anybody who we would all turn to and listen to sanity, right? Yes. Oh, 100%, 100%. Yeah, mate. Yeah. But I listen. This next 49 days will tell, right? These next 49 days, I think, if a Messianic event is going to happen, I think we're going to see something in the next 49 days, right? I expected to see something last night, but that shows you how right I am. Here's the thing. I want to be very clear. I say to people all the time. I'm not a prophet, nor do I claim to be a prophet. I tell you what I think, right? And that's often wrong. Yeah. How do I know I'm not a prophet? Because I'm wrong a lot. That's how I worked that out. That if I ever had any prophetic wisdom, it was that. Paper Shell becomes the Sweden. I think you're probably right. Michelle Hamilton is here. We want something to take us out the moment and have fun. Exactly. Michelle Hamilton's problem being for an hour or two of TV. Exactly. Right. Are Jewish people allowed to eat curry? Oh yes. Well, this Jewish person. It depends. Okay, we only eat kosher food, right? So you got to find a kosher curry house or make your own curry. Philip Bogart, right? That's the question. Right. I mean, it's they had Gordon Ramsay had this show a few years ago, about 5-10 years ago, called the Britain's Best Restaurant, and the runner-up was this awesome vegan curry shop in the north. Right? I was like, oh God, if I was a billionaire, I would so hire them to open up a chain in Israel, right? Because they could so transplant that. Oh, yeah, but I love a curry. I make my own curry. Okay, you want to make curry? Here, this is how you make kosher curry, right? You can even make a very, very healthy curry, right? And a completely vegan, healthy curry using an air fryer, right? You cut up 2 bell peppers in strips and 2 onions, right? You put them into the air fryer, get them going, right? As they're going, you need to get about 5-8 potatoes, cut them up, put them in the microwave, nuke them for about 10 to 15 minutes, right? Get them nice and soft, right? Then you get your 1 or 2 chilies, cut it up finely, put on latex gloves. Otherwise, if you go and pee at any point and you touch your dick, you will know and you will remember it. And definitely if you're going to be meeting your lady love, okay? Put on gloves. I am telling you, from bitter experience. Anyway, I digress. Then garlic, fresh garlic cut up with a clove in a small little dice them, I should say, in tiny little bits, and also garlic. Put all this shit in the air fryer, right? Keep it fry it all up in there. Then in a multi-cooker, right? When the potatoes are out, take them out, put them in a multi-cooker, set it to stew, add in the veggies, a can of coconut milk, and a teaspoon of curry spice, half a teaspoon of garam masala. What else you throw in there? You can throw some other shit in there. I put some frozen peas in as well. The veggies from the air fryer put in. Boom, half hour. Perfect curry. Okay? Perfect fucking curry. You're welcome, mate. You're welcome. If all this is going to tank, we should be able to buy the rights when people say, again, Martin Burrows, I believe you'll be able to just make your own. Within a year, AI is going to let you do crazy things, right? Absolutely crazy things. You think I'm wrong? No. But listen, I would be amazed if there's nobody right now writing the software to make AI versions of the missing stories. The technology is 100% there. Somehow Velma succeeded since... No, it didn't. Velma, they made 2 series up front, right? They made them. They're already done, right? So you see, basically they were stuck with it. When has anything gone woke been successful? Anyone? Never. Absolutely nothing ever, right? Absolutely nothing ever. You're absolutely correct, right? 100% correct. The Soda Rangers is it. How you doing, Soda Rangers? Thank you for joining us. What do you say? I think he was bitten by Count Chibula, and there's the army. No, it's this one issue. The one issue is he's got. This is the algorithmic mind virus, right? They've driven them insane, right? If 14 fails, Rusty, they have a better course correct season 15. If 14 fails, I don't know if he's going to get the opportunity. I think Disney's on the brink. Frankly, I think having a successful franchise might save Disney, right? I think everything is riding on this, right? Everything is riding on this. Bobby D75 is there. How you doing, Bobby D75? J. Michael should buy the rights and reboot it with a new studio. BBC's days are numbered. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. I wouldn't at all mind seeing the J. Michael Straczynski Doctor Who, right? Yeah. Look, here's the thing. I firmly believe within a year, we Dr. Alex will be able to make season 12 in AI, right? I really firmly believe that. It's like, have you seen the photos? The photos are so freaking realistic. It's crazy. You know, you can't tell AI from the real thing anymore. Right? It's going to get a lot better, right? We're going to make a new sequel trilogy. We're going to see Han, Luke, and Leia and Chewie in the cockpit of the Falcon, right? And we're going to see a lot of different versions of it. And they're not going to be able to fucking stop it. That's the thing. Right? They're not going to be able to stop it. You like fried fish? Oh, you would like Passover, baby. Interesting thing. Fried fish. These are goujons. We make like the very small pieces. My wife breads them in matzah meal, which is basically you get that cracker stuff and you blend it up to make a powder, right? But she doesn't egg it. I was quite surprised. It comes out good. Oh my god, so good. Also, another new revelation here in Israel. For the last couple of years, they started selling fish that's already been skinned. Oh, so much better. Fuck me. So much better. Oh, man. That used to be a nightmare, right? Busty David might get fired and Toby Whithouse or Pete Matee takes over. Well, I hope it's Toby Whithouse, quite frankly. Proper drag is comedy. Well, Russell wants his grooming kid. Yeah, I agree with you. Does he know that? That's the thing. Let kids come to their sexuality when they ask for help. Exactly. Right? That's 100% correct. Right? Exactly. That's the healthy way of doing it. Right? That's the normal way. The way I see it, drag is a political thing. I agree with problem being over here. I think you're right. They're conflating everything under the TQ plus umbrella, and they're trying to use it as a gateway to convert kids as a new voting bloc underclass. That does make a lot of sense, mate. I have to tell you, that does make a lot of sense. 5 years ago, I would have said you're crazy, right? 5 years ago, I would have said you're absolutely bonkers. Now, what's gone down? I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, I had these relatives over. And I was trying to explain. They said, look, you don't believe the stuff that Trump says. I said, look, I understand that saying there's being a conspiracy between the media, social media, the Democrats and Republicans, intelligence services, and judiciary, and the High Court. If you're saying there's a conspiracy against that, it's crazy. That would sound absolutely crazy. However, when they suppress Hunter Biden's laptop to subvert the election, that was indeed a conspiracy between the Democrats, most of the Republicans, the media, the social media, the intelligence services, and the judiciary. Was it not? Yes. It's incredible. My son, so both my sons here. One of my sons is on active duty. He's got a week off, and he got a call on Yom Tov, which is like a Sabbath, right? And it said, "Listen, you better be ready. We might be going into combat pretty soon." It's but dude, I reckon it's going to kick off. I do think it's about to kick off, right? Nasrallah up north, if he dies, they're going to kick. There's going to be a major offensive, and if the dollar collapses, there'll be a major offensive. If Taiwan is invaded, there'll be a major offensive. If Ukraine escalates to a nuclear conflict, there'll be a major offensive. For sure, it might all be okay. Remember when drag was funny and just like on the two runs? Exactly. Now it's all political propaganda, and now they want to be about children because they want to control the future, and they don't have children. They want yours. That's the truth, right? And that's the block that Russell is aligned with, right? Chris Peacock is there. Chris Peacock here. Chris Peacock Cream is there. How you doing? Womando. I don't know what that means. Womando to you, sir. Watch it on. Rabbi always brings Nicola into the temple. Oh, yes. Nicola never leave. Oh, Millie. They never leave, baby. They never leave. Okay, fine. Whizzing through the chat now. Sir Devon of Cam Production says, hello, Rabbi. Hello, Mr. How are you doing this fine evening? I'm concerned about drag queens in Doctor Who and for the safety of young people who watch it. Yes, we are all concerned about that, sir. I've been talking about that at quite some length. He's surrounded himself by a bunch of people who are sniffing their own each other's rainbow farts. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. BBC and Rusty Davies should have taken the page from the 1983 playbook. You mean the 1984 playbook? I don't know, 1983. Okay. I'm sorry, but they've had to delete 40% of comments, and they're not the good guys. That's fascism. But here's the thing, probs. Here's the thing. We need to educate them, and I don't know how to do it, right? That's why I think my plan is, if nobody's heard, I want to put together a 2-minute video on Twitter, right? It's going to be lots of images of children being hypersexualized in drag, right? in what I would consider hypersexualization, right? And then we're going to have one caption that says, Dear BBC, Rusty Davis, Disney, and the LGBTQ community, it is, big letters, not bigotry to be concerned about the current trend of child sexual exploitation in the guise of drag. It's not explained. Next panel will be it's there's a lot of different things you could bring in, like we need to discuss as a society. We're not going to, as a parent, I'm not going to accept you telling me there's nothing to worry about without discussion, right? That's a reasonably important factor. But I think the thing is education, right? Education. That's the thing. We got to stop the ability of people denying this is happening. Problem is, look at this Jinx Monsoon person. A man in a relationship with a man, and yet because he goes by she, them, they, them, it's not gay. It really sounds like intentionally homo. It does. That's really it. It's woman face. It's homophobia. Matthew Pounder is there. How you doing, Matthew Pounder? Thank you for joining us. Drawing Jack Rabbit is there. How you doing, Drawing Jack Rabbit? Are you drawing often? I hope you are. Hello, far right. Yes, we're the alts. Well, speaking of which, I should have a quick look at Rumble. See if we're saying hello. Okay, we have who we have here? We have Lonnie and we have Darren on the Rumble. Okay, anybody wants to Rumble? Go ahead and Rumble. If you haven't subscribed on Rumble, go ahead and subscribe on Rumble. That makes my life so much better. Garbage is here. Yeah, you get me live, baby. Live and unleashed, baby. Actually, you want me live and unleashed? That's going to be a Rumble exclusive. Paul Taylor. So basically, we're not sure if RTT2 is going to be more a Chibnall woke pish. Is that what? No, it's much more complicated than that. Shit. Oh. Okay. Chibnall was woke pish because he was a piece of shit writer who didn't know what to do, right? This is going to be this. A very similar mind virus has infected Russell T. Davies, who is a very talented writer, right? So that makes a big fucking difference. Now, will it turn out to be woke pish? Maybe. That's a very good chance. I'm hoping not. I mean, listen, I'm hoping like if it was to the level that Captain Jack was in Doctor Who, I'm fine with it. Because, like, here's the thing. Captain Jack was very kind of innocuous in Doctor Who. Although, am I happy with drag? Not really. No, I'm not really. If this is a character who's a drag character, I'm not really happy with it. If it's a character who is an alien character who this person is appropriate to play, it might be okay. But I'm not happy with it. I don't know. That's the thing. There's too many unknowns. We don't know, right? I think Russell would like to make trans people into Doctor Who characters. I would like to think so, but here's the thing. How comfortable am I with that, right? Again, how comfortable am I with the idea of, again, how with grooming children? It's going to be part of grooming children, right? And that I would have a problem with that, right? The loud minority are back, all because of Russell. Yes, you're absolutely right. 100 steps back, Russell, right? Really, 100 steps back. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it really was a mistake. But I really don't know what to tell you. Of the 600 Beta Switch, I wouldn't even finish it. I'm going to reserve judgment till I see it, right? Listen, I'm reviewing it no matter what. I review Chibnall shit. I'll review this shit, right? I'm going to review it no matter what. But I'll review it on its own merits. If it's shit, I'll tell you it's shit. I've always told you. If it's shit, I'm saying it. And the first time it turned into a freak show. What happened? Look, I think I'm good to my word. So I guess Graham Liddell and J.K. Rowling are not writing season 14 now. That's the thing. This is Drag King season 8. There is a thing. It's Russell. We need a lot of context with this, right? That's the thing. I think this was a massive marketing blunder, But the response, this wasn't a quiet response. This was a massive marketing blunder. And I said, it's already gone to Breitbart. It's 3 days away from becoming more mainstream, right? I'll be surprised if a mainstream outlet doesn't want to run with this, right? I'm amazed GB News hasn't run with it yet, right? GB News is almost certainly going to run with it, right? The more that it gets play, the more embarrassing it'll be. But again, my effort is in I don't want to embarrass people into like, because then they won't listen. I want them to see it's real. I want to see the child exploitation real. That's why I'm going to put this Twitter video together. Whatever, if you like it, please share it. Yeah, and again, it's not bigotry to be concerned about the current trend of child sexual exploitation in the guise of drag, right? We need to work out what drag is. Is it, again, there'll be the seconds like, what is drag? Is it a sexual identity? Is it erotic art form? Is it sex work? Is it harmless fun? And the next panel will be, and I apologize for asking this, but as a parent, I am forced to. Is it a new way for pedophiles to be able to access and exploit children? Right? It's a reasonable fucking question. Right? It's a reasonable fucking question. Yeah. It just is. I don't want to tell you. JT and I asking the listeners who know what they're talking about. So we all agree with that. That is absolutely true. So can Jews not eat any type of pork? That is true. Yeah, pork is out, baby. Bacon is all. Look, I wasn't always religious. I've had bacon. I've had a lot of non-kosher things. Bacon's awesome. I never had black pudding. I always wanted to try it now. Never been to a strip club either, for that matter. Notice gay is passe now, and Quisling RTD is pushing homophobic TQ plus nonsense instead. Again, I think that there's a mind virus going on, right? I think the more that we reinforce that this is child exploitation, or it looks like it to me. Like, let's have a talk about it. Vegan stuff didn't have to compare the calories to non-vegan. Yeah, I know, but like for me, it worked out because I didn't have to worry about it being meat or dairy based. So that made my life a lot easier, mate. By the way, I have to tell you, listen, Bill Gates is pure evil, and the fake meat is pure evil. However, the paella I can make now with that fake sausage. Oh. Mwah! Fucking awesome, mate. The channel for Rabbi recipes. TQ issues are not the same as gay rights. I would love to have a conversation with them about it, wouldn't you? I would love a conversation with them about it, right? That's the thing. Why are they being conflated, right? And that's it. I'm just asking the question: why are they being conflated? Gay rights does not have medical sterilization. It's not actually sterilization. It's worse than that. You remove the ability to ever have an orgasm. Right? That's really awful. I know. Because basically they remove your penis so you can't have an orgasm, and they make like a pocket inside which you don't really feel any pleasure from, but you can simulate having sex. Oh, like you've robbed somebody for their entire life of any sexual pleasure. It's disgusting. I think that's disgusting. If that's your choice, that's your choice, mate. But like, fuck me. It's like, if you're not of the age to consent to sex, maybe you want to try it out one time. Okay, maybe you want to try it out a few times first. All right. Yes, not decay rights to why you sleep with us or are all bigots. That's true. I hate to say it's true. Some things were moral workers were successful, but in those cases, the story was prioritized. Well, that's the thing. It's so hard to balance that nowadays because there are things that have political agendas in sci-fi. Always. Let this be your last battlefield. The original series episode, perfect. Series on race relations, right? Probably one of the most perfect comments on race relations of the time, right? Happiness Patrol was perfect thing about the, I would say the gay persecution in the 80s. Yes, that's fair. With, I didn't realize at the time, but that, what's his name, got killed in Cum, Philip P, or whatever his name is. Philip P in my mouth. What's his name? If 14,000 is going to flail him alive, I get the feeling Disney might be riding on it, mate. Right? I really do. Don't you? Don't you get the feeling that Disney's riding? I mean, like, Disney, they just had an investor call from hell. They absolutely did. They had the investor call from hell. It's not been good. So their franchises have all failed. Like Marvel's failed and Star Wars failed. Right? People hate Mando, and I quite like it, but people hate it. It's got no ratings, right? It's failed. Right? It's all failed. Marvel's all failed. I have to tell you, Secret Invasion looks like it'll be good, but it's too late. It's all failed. I realized while watching Secret Invasion, the trailer is essentially, you haven't seen Marvel for a few years. Forget all that shit. I'm back. Nick Fury was away for a bit. I'm back now. You come back with me. That's what it's doing. I might watch it, right? I might well watch that. But they need a successful franchise. Fuck me, do they need a successful franchise? I mean, they really fucking do, right? It's not good for them, right? It's not good. They need a successful franchise. And I get the feeling that this is really genuinely hanging on a string, right? How much does all Disney dictate? I think Jinx Monsoon is all him, mate. Right? I think Jinx Monsoon. I didn't see Disney say, "Hey, let's give him a bit of Jinx Monsoon." I think it was their idea. If this fell, do you think we could have had J. Michael's residency? I don't know. Look, I've said this all the way through. I think it's way too premature to say, "Oh, this is destined to fail." Right? I just do. I think it's way too premature. But if we know of it and it plays out the way we're all fearing it will fail, right? Right? I mean, yeah, it would 100% will fail. Let's wait and see how things play out. All right? Let's wait and see how it play out. They need a resting away from the Tavern Elite. Mate, I was one of the Tavern Elite, sort of, while I left the country. But I used to always go for the Tavern. I don't know. So I kind of like the stuff they've been doing. Matt Jones saves Kruger, I should say. Nearly all humans in history would be bigots to the left. Yes. Listen, weirdly enough, the leftists are the biggest bigots in history, though, aren't they? I mean, they are the worst. Absolutely the worst. Mario's got a trailer, I think. Tzvi, you need to make the video of the children in the style of the poor animals needing to be rescued. No, here's the thing. I want them to be mad but mad enough to watch it and they go, and they need to debunk it and they can't. Right? I think they can't debunk it. Someone filmed the head of Rabbi being defending Russell D. Davies, despite the fact he's clear to everyone he's completely gone. I've never said he wasn't woke, right? I've never said that he hasn't gone woke, mate. Right? I just said I said it wasn't going to be shit. That's very different statement, right? That's a very different statement. This might make it shit, right? This is the first indication it might well not work. Look, Yasmin Finney, I figured I could get away with this, saying it's a major role. Now, we need more information. Look, if Jinx Monsoon is playing the master, I mean, you could say after being Missy, they want to. He isn't shy out. No, that'll be too much. I think. Yeah. Okay. What will happen then? Let's say Jinx Monsoon is playing the master. Let's say the master regenerate. Okay. Essentially, what happened was this. Missy knew that the Johnson master was going to laser her, right? So she put on some kind of shielding and pretended to die, or maybe she did regenerate at that point as well in the future. Anyway, so the next regeneration is a completely drag queeny transy one, right? Let's say that's the case, right? Is that unwatchably shit, right? Is that unwatchably shit? Yeah. Probably not for me. I don't know. That's a good question. Right? I mean, probably not. I don't know. I don't know. Would that be unwashably shit? And that's really the worst case scenario we're talking about, right? Again, okay. So let's make it as realistic as possible, right? Let's say Jinx Monsoon is playing the master as a flamboyant drag character in her new their new regeneration. They're very transy, just being Missy, right? So they're a bit confused, right? Or whatever they want to say. That's who they decided to be. And the stories are good quality, right? Does that make it shit? So that's the most likely case scenario, right? Of the worst case scenario. That's a good question, isn't it? That is a good question. I would say like this. I would watch that grumpily, believing it's a trend. And if it really turns out never to not, I will probably gradually lose interest over a year or two. That's where it will be at, right? That I see as being the most likely case scenario in the worst case scenario, right? I would probably just lose interest. It's like most people, how they ducked out of comics, right? It'll be like that, right? It will be like that. But yeah, that's really that. And then because the quality will slip at that point as well, right? It's not going to stay good. The English Union said that schools should allow drag artists into their buildings. Why? Why would they agree to would they let the Catholic priest come in and preach Christianity and how to follow God? Well, they really should do. That's the thing. Okay, again, this is the plan. I can't show on YouTube. Go to Libs of TikTok. There are tons of video and photo examples of child sexual exploitation in the guise of drag. People don't believe it's real. Put it in their faces that it's real. First slide, say it, and say, Rusty Davies, LGBTQ plus BBC Disney, with genuine love and respect. This is true. And I'm telling you that with genuine love and respect, it is not bigotry to be concerned about the current trend of child sexual exploitation in the guise of drag. Next slide is drag. A sexual identity, an erotic performance art, sex work, harmless fun. Next slide. And I sincerely apologize for asking this, but as a parent, I have no choice. Is it a new way for pedophiles to access and sexualize? Is a new way for pedophiles to accustom children to sexuality? All right, what we call grooming, or in other words, it's called grooming. Right? I do apologize to ask it, right? Is it a sexual identity or is it grooming? And I'm not saying it's either. That being said, I want to be clear. If YouTube spikes my channel at any time, I'm losing 20% of my audience, 20 to 30%. It's mostly on Rumble, right? I would hate to lose everybody. And also I'm on Twitter, right? I would lose 20 to 30% of my audience. And that's really it, right? So that'd be the second slide. Yeah, is it that? Another slide, you could say it is not diverse or inclusive to dismiss the culture and values of Christians, Muslims, and Jews, as if they are non-existent in the face of the LGBTQIA plus demands. Final slide. We all must learn to coexist in peace with one another, right? Put the emphasis on them. Again, showing them what it is. I think that brings moderate, and then everybody shares it. We do our best sharing it. I think that actually brings people around. I think that actually might help, right? And again, there's maybe I think another slide saying the lack of the lack of any debate. Oh no, when one is shouted down and when one is shouted down, when one raises legitimate concerns, those concerns become massively magnified. We as a society need to openly and honestly debate this issue. Right? And these are all reasonable points of view, and only weirdo pedos would not be in favor of any of these things. Right? That's and I think that would actually make a difference. Maybe Russell David, if I go on, is all you need to know. Whereas priorities could be. I want my television to be kid safe, says Lonnie. Me too. Right? Even if it's not for my kids, right? Psychic beat. Chances are it'll be quite woke. It'll be, but I've been worried in the past that this sort of thing is going to ended up better. At least be well written. Again, it's too late for Picard, but that's supposed to be wonderful, right? I mean, I've loved every episode of it. Haven't seen episode 8 and going to watch it straight after this episode, right? I remain optimistic, ladies and gentlemen. There's reason to be scared. There's reason to be pessimistic. I remain optimistic, right? Until look, honestly, I remain optimistic until it's impossible not to be. Right? For me, there's wide scope, right? I think there's a majority chance things are going to be good, right? I think there's a 34%. I'm sticking with 34% chance it's going to be shit, right? Worse, at least the 60s would be good. Psychics beats. I so agree with you, mate. Yeah, that's a very uplifting thing, right? Head over after the stream, head over to Rumble. You join me there. It's true. Further to get Dr. who is and I'm not here for that. I hear you. Listen, I'm gonna wait and see what it is, mate. Wait and see what it is. That's really where I am. K-fans have managed to love Doctor Who for decades. Well, the problem, exactly. Honestly, it really was, right? Difference between camp and eccentric. Look, context is going to be everything. The one thing we can agree on, one criticism. That's what we're yeah, I know. Happiness Patrol, little bit vague, wasn't it? What's his name? Stephen P gets death by cum. If I knew what episode that was in, I would so watch that clip now. If you don't know what I mean, there's a guy in a clearly gay man with a pink triangle on, killed by the Candyman, executed by being put into a tube of, was it fondant surprise or something? And then basically this pink jizz comes down, blah, and kills him. Lizzo Jackman with this week's episode. Lizzo is a singer. Yeah, listen, I didn't know who she is. I'm not reviewing Mando tonight, but I kind of like that. I hate to tell you, I like that. These two were the heads of the most vacuous, moronic society they had like imperial. The basics of it is they had ex-imperial droids working for them that randomly went crazy and killed people. And it turned out that Christopher Lloyd was behind it all. But they said, look, we don't give a shit. We need to get rid of it. Yeah, it doesn't matter if people are going to be dying. We can't go back to work. Therefore, it's a chance we're going to check. Okay? That's essentially it. What was Lizzo in Mandalorian? Listen, I got the feeling that she was somebody I didn't like who was famous. Right, that's totally a vibe I got. The idiot hyperbolic nonsense come from RTD's mouth. The biggest star of the that's just him. No, that's just Rusty Davies, right? That's the way he talks, right? That doesn't bother me at all. The only one I'm worried about the show is about Russell, a gay man, is casting only gay people. That's what we're hearing about. Well, that is true, actually, isn't it? I mean, Millie in my fanfic is straight, and there is reams and reams and reams of it. Yeah, listen, please, Millie, don't be gay. At least if you're going to be gay, can I be in like heels and makeup on camera, right? That basically would do the trick, right? I think it's okay. It's all been political casting. Listen, there's a lot legitimately to beat it with, right? It's absolutely. But again, up until this moment, I wasn't watching. I wasn't worried about watching it. Raymond Williams says, yes, it will be unwatchable in my most likely worst case, in my worst case scenario, the most likely version of the worst case scenario, because I'm an adult. I know the agenda behind the casting. They're all trying to normalize this by indoctrinating. Yeah, you make a fair point, mate. You're making a fair point. I'm glad I have an excuse. I can keep on watching it so I can review it. It'll be great for my channel. Don't get me wrong. It'll be fantastic for my channel. It's as if the shows like Heartstopper has been successful and the LGBT people do like Doctor Who, but he's trying to capitalize on all that. But it won't work. Listen, it's proof. Look, proof is going to be in the pudding. Rossi has always been about sexualities. I wouldn't say that. I mean, Captain Jack sort of, but I think they're characters behind this. I think he's never shied away from sexualities, and he's happy to have many different types of them. First time around was the gay agenda. I felt much more gay marriage agenda in the Matt Smith years, quite frankly, right? With that line about saying to Nixon, yeah, well, what's happened is the person you want to marry a Negro. At the end says, yes, he is. That's just silly. Rusty Evans isn't elite. Here's the thing. He is and he isn't, right? He isn't. Let me see if I can find something. I'm going to tell you why I don't feel him to be a normative elitist, right? Where he mainly is. I mean, like there is a lot of him that's elitist, but let me see if I can find it. Hang on. Looking. Oh, it's not. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Share screen. Right now, I don't know if this is like posed or fake, but this is why I don't feel. I mean, it's posted some way, obviously, but this is why I don't feel he's your normative elitist, right? Because of this post he made on Christmas, right? So this to me doesn't seem like a normative elitist. This seems like a normal person sitting around a normal person's large table having a Christmas dinner, right? I don't get the feeling like the Hollywood weird fucks are doing that, right? I don't think they're doing that. I think they're maybe, sitting around a large table in a luxurious mansion before they rape and murder children, right? That's kind of like the vibe I get, right? That's totally the vibe I get out of them. But like, here's why I don't feel he's like Hollywood. He's just an elitist. This makes him feel genuine to me. If everyone thinks I want to show about LGBTQ plus, then go for it and make one. It's not for Doctor Who, not solely. Well, hopefully it's not. I mean, listen, I am still strongly of the opinion that a super hot Millie Gibson, didn't really hurt anything for me. Here, let me see if I can just demonstrate that for a second. 1 second. See if I can get a few images just to reiterate why I don't think it's totally going to be gay. 1 second. Let me just find that one. Well, that's a good example. Wait there. I think this is worth everybody's weight. This is another one. Awfully, possibly not gay one. Another bit of clearly good casting. Second, another bit of clearly good casting. Do we have any others? Let me see if I can find. Oh, here. Okay, another definite. Okay, let's add those pictures. Doink, 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 doink. I can't see where. Doink. Move those. And there's this one. And this one. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. So, I mean, here. Let me just share that screen. So here's why I don't think it's totally gay, right? I mean, like this feels a little hetero to me, right? I don't know. This doesn't feel completely gay to me. Well, I like it that she's wearing the same dress in different times. Is that the same dress? No, it's not. It's not. Right? Yeah, look, this feels reasonably heteronormative, right? Again, if Millie is oh my god, she's looking awfully good there. If Millie is gonna do any lesbian stuff, if you could just do it like this made up, that'd be perfect, right? Don't get me wrong. So I think the casting of Millie Gibson, to me, I mean that crossed with can I grab that picture? No, Instagram doesn't let you. Like to me, cross with where is it? With this, just the cross with that. I've still never seen anything written by Rusty Davies that I thought was bad. Right? Gives me a lot of hope, right? The LGBTQ plus make up 1.6% of the population. You were saying that 30% over-representation on TV. Yeah, it's ridiculous. 30%, more like 80%, isn't it? I mean, like you've been to EastEnders, right? The reason why the LGBTQ plus alliance exists is widespread homophobia from TQ plus, which basically is heterosexuals and quislings demanding we sleep with them. Essentially, I really don't want to sleep with somebody with a dick. Okay, really, I'm going to say no. I think Yasmin will fight as much, Matthew Burrows. Okay, that was my impression. The problem is going to be Series 14. Rusty Davies has said it will head into a new direction. Grant Morrison wants to. He has a 5-year again. Yeah, I think he'll be able to make it with AI next year. Right, I really do. Big Finish Caddy Man from Ravenous was scary. Yeah, I kind of like the traditional one though. I have to tell you, he's my era. Thankfully, I'm no longer outside at the back of my vehicle with a screenshot of Rusty Davies sitting on the toilet. Well, there you go. It's I like to get people interesting. Dr. Dave, how you doing? Thank you for joining us, sir. I'm really caught up with the chat. Look at me go. I'm not far away now. Okay, anybody talking to me? No, I'm pretty good. Any new names? I think Millie isn't gay. She has a boyfriend. Listen, again, in my fan fiction, super straight. Yeah, definitely. Darling, exterminate fabulous fashion. So look on it. Okay, let's look at something that I think is quite exciting. With coming up for the 6th anniversary. That oh man, fine. We're not getting to anything. Okay, first we'll talk about. Let me go back to this. So tomorrow's video, I'm going to show you what I was going to do tonight, but I'm out of time. Where is it? Let me go to this. Wrong one. Acrobat. Captain Scarlet in, and then we have something. Then we have important stuff to look at. No, wrong one. Let me find it. Oh, I forgot. I don't have this one downloaded. That's why. Here, let me go to Pocket Mags. Hang on. Pocket Mags. My magazines. Man, there are so many things I actually wanted to get to. Clearly not. Okay, I got we got one important thing to get to. Oh, come on. It's not fine. While I wait for that to open up, let's go to over here. Share screen. We do. So this is exciting. This is a trailer for Once and Future. Let's have a look.
Finish Productions.
No! It's wrong! It's all gone wrong!
Doctor Who, Once and Future, Past Lives.
I think it's the Doctor, sir.
Help me! We have to stop it! I must fight it. I must resist!
Oh wait! That was that Stephen Noonan? Stephen Noonan, or was that? See who that first Doctor is.
I must fight it. I must resist.
Yeah, Stephen Noonan.
Right. First things first. What's the current situation, Doctor?
Short-term memory scrambled. TARDIS bruised and reproachful. Regeneration cycle all over the place.
I say, Sarah Jane Smith!
I tell you, I do like the Rufus Hound meddling monk. I find that a lot of fun. I am looking forward to this coming out.
You look lost.
Oh, it's you.
Hello there.
Doctor.
Kate Lethbridge Stewart. How wonderful.
Hello. Dr. Petronella Osgood. At your service.
You might say I'm revisiting a past life.
Doctor, how far back do you go?
I'm suffering from the effects of some sort of degeneration weapon.
Finally, our time has come.
We've drawn attention to ourselves.
On the cannons, shoot that thing out of the sky!
All right, this all sounds good to me. I'm excited for this.
It's coming right for us, isn't it? Yes, at quite considerable speed. Perhaps we should.
I tell you, it's incredible. The minute you get what's the name, Kate Lethbridge Stewart on screen, it like saps the life out of anything.
Too late.
Big finish for the love of stories.
Oh god, that sounds so much better when Nick Brigg does it. Well, again, listen, I think that at least is going to be close. I think the 6th anniversary is going to be good. Anyway, here, this is what we're not looking at tonight. And then we're going to get to the news. We'll get because I have no idea what's been going down. So this will be tomorrow's video. We'll go to Doink. This looked like an extremely good article, right? I really looking forward to going over this. The 3 directors for the special Chanya Bhatta, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Tom Kingsley and Rachel Talalay. Listen, let's have a better look at what might be going on. Okay, let's see if we get any more weird sexual deviancy clearly coming our way. I don't know. I'm excited to see what it's going to be. Right, I am excited to see what it's going to be. I kind of want to get that yearbook as well. They all look good. But that one looks good. I don't know. Yeah, that looks pretty rude. Anyway, so that will totally be tomorrow's episode. We will cover that. But here, let's do a bit of bounding in the comic section. There's a few things I want to look at. Man, everybody hated Mando. Fuck me. Everybody hated Mando this week. Oh, look, I watched it before, Yontov, and. The Jewish holiday. I enjoyed it, mate. I had to tell you, right? I did enjoy it. I hate to tell you. Former Marvel executive Ike Perlmutter claims it was fired from the Walt Disney Company because he wanted to keep costs down. Probably, and also he's not a raging insane leftist, right? There could be that. Super Mario Brothers movie review, plunging rainbow-colored nostalgia to death. Yeah, not interested. No interest in anime. The list. I didn't know who they were. So I knew they were someone, right? I mean, I knew Christopher Lloyd was someone as well. But again, they were the guys in charge of this vacuous, emptiest idiot society. Right, of course, they would lead it. Either Manskyver rose writer T. Franklin for DC for a 3-way involving Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Vixen in recent issue of Legion of Bats. Well, that's, I mean, again, isn't that like a porn fantasy? I don't know. Entertainment industry ramps up hatred of Christians in lead up to Christmas. It's terrible. It's so disgusting. It really genuinely is. This clear hatred of all Christianity, and it's not Christians they hate; it's God they hate. Be clear, right? It's clear, but yeah, it's disgusting. Mandalorian run-ups at Ryan Johnson Admiral Holdo maneuver with new universe-breaking technology. It's time for Favreau to quit. Oh man, John Trent is mad. He is mad at this issue of Mando. He is not happy. No idea what this is. They review, but I gave it a 9. Rumor: Prime Video's The Lord of the Rings of Power lost 60% of its domestic audience. Probably it's probably being kind. Report: Amazon Studios scrapped ranking shows based on audience scores because it revealed audience found queer stories off-putting. Maybe because they're not all gay. Ben Affleck explores what his Batman and Wonder Woman do in The Flash. Spark speculation of desire to play Dark Knight again. Look, we've got desire. It doesn't really matter. He's not going to. All right. People like Resident Evil 4. Blimey. Anna Sarkeesian. Oh, yeah. This is a story we're going to cover. Anna Sarkeesian, unhappy, reaping what she sowed, complains the concept of diversity, equity, inclusion is working as intended. And that's the problem. So tell us, Miss Sarkeesian, what don't you like? Tell me what's going to get. After years of haranguing both players and developers in service of forcing identity politics into the realm of video games, infamous grifter Anita Sarkeesian wrote this. Spencer Peculai, okay, well done. Has found herself unhappy with the fact that the very concept of diversity, equity, inclusion, DEI, she has built an entire career upon is working is pushed is working as intended. So what's wrong with that? She should be happy, shouldn't she? Taking the stage at 2023 Games Developer Conference on March 23rd, Sarkeesian asserted to attendees, your DEI initiatives are making your culture worse. Panel that through diversity, equity, inclusion efforts are framed as attempts to transform workplace environments into a space welcoming for all people, especially those historically underrepresented. They are in fact having the opposite effect than intended. Oh, really? Shit for brains. Only working that out now, are you? Bloody hell. Really? I'm not here to tell you that DEI is broken. It is. I'm here to tell you that DEI is working as intended. And that's the problem, says Sarkeesian. As per a recap of a panel provided by Game Industry Biz. Yeah, 1 second. Hang on. Doing fine doing that. Where are we up to? Fine. What was that comment? 6%, that's all. Oh my god, what's up with the IA some more attention now? Anita, I know, but it's I like yeah, she says something stupid, it's always fun. DI is inherently racist. However, rather than outright admitting the problem that DI is inherently racist, skin color focused lens, it demands that everyone's view the world through the constant victimization it demands that non-white individuals put themselves through in order to appease their co-workers who majored in liberal arts. Sarkeesian declared that an actual issue was how it seems like DEI has been co-opted or created by the powerful to become a shield against criticism and real change. Well, that's why it was created, for God's sake, right? Okay. A DEI manager I admire told me that DEI is often a panacea. Okay, that's like a placebo, isn't it? It is a corporate embodiment of a watered-down liberatory movement. Okay, it's an attempt to produce an equity in a system that fundamentally inequitable and resists equity. She recalled. What the fuck is she talking about? Okay, so how tie this together? Why is it failing then? Expounding upon as well, Mr. claimed that DEI initiatives were failing wholesale because they were not only companies organized in such a way that resistance to change, but it also because the entire concept was incompatible with measures of success, such as how well was the project managed. Well, but also because the entire concept was incompatible with corporate measures of success, such as how well was the project managed, how was the project return on investment. No, that's fucking vital, you moron. Right? These are actual deliverables. The cynical take on DEI is a hamster wheel that, man, can you look at this insane rat's maze of logic somebody creates not to say they're not wrong? Fuck me, how pathetic. This is the whole world. I mean, like, this is the thing with the Trump indictment. I mean, I haven't caught up on the news, but as I went into the Jewish holiday, right, and went offline, it was like 80% of people thought, the indictment of Trump was purely political, and they didn't care. It's like, oh, we don't care. It's not uncommon, right? It's not. I mean, 80% of like liberals, I should say. Yeah, it's not uncommon. So the cynical take of DI is a hamster wheel where executives can throw all their troublemakers on a wheel nagging about change. The feminist frequency founder declared it keeps the agitators running in circles until they burn themselves out and rarely actually provoke leadership into handing over the keys of meaningful. No. Okay. The reason it doesn't work is because we're already diverse and inclusive, you absolute cockwomble moron. Right? That's the way it's failing, because people who aren't racist don't like being told they're racist constantly and having everything they like watching turned into shit so it's not racist, even though they're not racist. Fucking idiot. To this end, she noted that the slightly less cynical take is that executives will have to change, but also fear change. They're also like, how they check? They've done exactly what you wanted. Like, I don't understand, you idiot. Again, it's like my relatives said, we agree Trump's bad for America. Again, no, world peace and a booming economy was good for America and the world, right? Do you remember that? Right? That's better. It was bad for the idiot expert class that runs Washington. Why? Because they all look like complete failure schmucks. Why they all look like complete failure schmucks? Because they all failed because they're complete schmucks, right? I mean, I get, like, what do you think's succeeding? Now the adults are back in the room. Now you got rid of that evil Trumpster, right? And you want to get a rhino back. Like, what do you think's working? What do you think's working well, right? Really? I had another relative. I think he's done well in the war in Ukraine. Well, in that he started it and brought us to the brink of nuclear annihilation. If that's well, then yeah, he's done that. So again, what do they want? Bloody idiot. Unsurprisingly, despite the entire concept of calling on white people to serve as allies in helping promote identity politics changes in their own environments, Sarkeesian took issue with the fact that DEI departments were roughly 76 white and that the men in these roles were allegedly played the men in these roles played more than it's not fucking working, you blithering moron. Okay, here's what happens when you reduce your hiring pool to only hire people against along a gender or an identity lines, right? You get worse product. Everything gets worse. I mean, it's like literally everything gets worse. It's the only thing that can happen. So obviously replicating the exact problems in the system itself. The path of least so you're saying everything's failing because it's not diverse enough? Really? Really, I mean, honestly, that's their take. Everything is failing because it's not diverse enough. You are out your bloody gourd, mate. Are you crazy? Everything isn't failing because it's not diverse enough. Everything is failing because it's of low quality. You know, for God's sake. That's why everything's failing. You know, because if you make shit, it will be shit. I don't know what to tell you. If you make shit, it will be shit. If you only hire a tiny number of people, then it's going to be shit, right? Because you have a smaller base of people you can get. So fine. Sarkeesian presented attendees in what she believes are 4 principles that need to be adopted. Oh, God. Harm does not happen in a vacuum. Companies must dedicate themselves to rooting out exact zones that are allowed the moment. What harm are you talking about? We need to break cycles of harm and prevent future violence. What violence? Does violence call the police, you moron? Employers must work out to prevent any such harm ever happening again. What is this harm? I don't know what you're saying. We must support people who were harmed in their healing and help people who cause harm in their accountability. We have helped people. Okay, we must support people who were harmed in their healing and the people who cause harm in their accountability. What does that mean? So here's an argument that offering care to those who were harmed and education to offenders. Okay, I'll educate you. You're a dumb cunt. Stop. Did you like it? You owe me 100 grand now. Yeah, that's what education costs. This is about all of us. No, this is about me. Validate me. All it's about me. Oh, validate me, please. Oh, let me be validated. Please, validate me. Which is kind of the trans culture of the world. Validate me. Please validate me. I can't. Stop, mate. Stop. Okay. I think I'm out of steam. I think that sucked the life out of me. Is Doctor Who going to be shit? We'll find out. Honestly, I think there's still more reason to think it's going to be good than bad. I'm an optimistic person, though, mate. I'm an optimistic person. Ed Gorenstein is here. Translating, work corporation will never be acceptable to woke anarchists. Is so right. Who will not be satisfied until Western society, including corporations, are destroyed. You are completely right, sir. You are completely right. Fine. With that said, Cam Crash was there. How you doing? Shied in, shied out. Rabbi wisdom. That is true. I'm going to hit the end broadcast button. Might be a bit shy out.